we always say, ish, the world is so busy, but it's actually not the world that is busy. It's our minds that are busy. And the world is only as big as our mind perceives it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you think is your world, it's not
Actually,
like it's not like universal.
Yeah.
You've just stepped into An Empty Street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just two curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers from others and within ourselves. We sit down every week to explore unaltered conversations. So let's walk the talk together, and welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
In 3, 2, 1, we're rolling.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
Live.
Away.
Springbok Park.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I need an introduction.
Yeah.
I'm the guest.
Yeah.
You
Today in the Empty Street, we have our guest.
Hola.
I don't know who's Bizabani.
Mr. Thabethe.
Mr.
It's simple.
The
pride.
Oh, what do you want? The muscle man.
SK just said
Yes.
it. The pride.
The healthy man.
Yeah, the
pride.
Yeah, the healthy man.
The pride.
The pride.
Yeah.
I just want to say hello to all the Empty Street walkers, ne?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll call them
That
walkers.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think they need a name.
Yeah,
They need a term.
Yeah.
Walkers. Yeah.
Need a term.
Yeah.
That will be
If
common.
ever there's something Bazo suggest.
Yeah.
Walk for now, I'm a walk. So hello to
walkers,
all the walkers.
pedestrians.
Yeah, I'm a pedestrian.
Yeah.
That's bad. So
Otherwise,
hey.
thank you for pulling through.
Away. It's been a minute.
Welcome to
It's
the
been a
podcast,
minute.
yeah.
Being such
It's
an
been how many
SK,
years?
it's been like 2 years.
Yeah,
Since Intel.
And to me, it felt like
2018.
It felt like it's been. Angazi Joe. I feel like maybe in 2019. And when I'm thinking, when I'm thinking, it's like, it's 2018.
Skatsava.
It's
I think
2018.
that's just proof with this Skatsava.
Yeah, Shava is cut.
And another thing, as Mohushan, I would say like us having our phones also just has that impact. You would say,
Yeah, and you see status.
Hey, my status, you already involved. You're involved. Yeah, you feel involved.
So yeah.
You're really involved. So
Today is Mr. Thabethe. I guess the topic is is about the healthy, from healthy, physical healthy, mental healthy.
Adopting new habits.
Is adopting new habits.
Procrastination. Number one disease of all.
Mina guilty. I'm guilty, James. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think
I'm guilty
you're
of
not alone when it comes
procrastination.
to that. I think
procrastination song.
most, if not all, most we do that.
Because sometimes, like it's interesting how time works. Because you'll be like, okay, at the beginning of this month, I'm starting.
Hey.
And then it's all good the E3 and you haven't started, and you're like, I'm gonna start May 15 maybe. I'm gonna start Ivigi Malkala next week. And you're like, maybe you start for the first 3 days and then
somewhere along the line you fall out of
whether it's going to the gym or eating healthy or just exercising generally.
I think it actually ihambelana with adopting new habits.
Yeah.
Like starting something new is always a scary thought. I understand. If you have to think about it, it takes you a while for you to get accustomed to it. That's why I try something for 21 days at least. And then it becomes a habit. After 21 days, then it becomes a habit. So during that period,
it takes 21 days for it to become a habit, and 90 days for it to become a lifestyle. So you take
those
that
two,
habit,
turn
21
it
days,
into
and
a
then make
lifestyle.
it- yeah.
So I think getting past that 21 days could be you overcoming your procrastination
Yeah.
over whatever it is you might be dealing with.
Yeah.
But from nowadays, what I see is that doing that is no longer like you can't say it's not a habit. I feel like it's a habit on its own.
On its own, like
Yes,
procrastinating,
yes,
nah?
yes.
Yeah.
It's a habit
yeah,
on its own.
yeah,
What are people's like? It's a habit. It's what they do.
Lifestyle, procrastinate.
Like comfortable
Yes.
call. Like
Yes,
comfortable.
yes, I want. So we every day we ask with mangivanga endlini mangifika la only usurvive makanabantu
Yeah.
and lawa abajwayele. If
laba
angekho abangajwayelanga
Buyela vele kulo procrastinate le habit yakhe.
Ngiyangithola. I-dangerous kakhulu.
Into
I-dangerous. So ayikho
that's
just
scary though.
yeah.
That's scary.
So you can't
Because like if you have to think about izinto that you can actually accomplish in that space that you procrastinating in.
Sure.
It's bad.
It's bad.
And I every time I procrastinate, I feel bad about it. But I think another thing maybe I need to also deal with. Maybe a lot of people also like figuring out a way of overcoming that phase of just procrastinating. Because I can literally have a thought and say, okay, I need to get this done, or I want to learn something new, or I want to adopt a new habit.
Yeah.
And then after a day or two, same way to my old ways.
To your old ways, yeah.
As that in itself becomes the habit. You think of something now, and then after 2 days, you fall back into your procrastination habits and all of that.
Yeah.
So I think also as us people, not to me, let's totally in of fighting those urges of just procrastinating, or are we too comfortable? Are we too scared to get out of our comfort zone?
The nature of a human being is that we like what's familiar.
Yeah.
And a change is always something that, as you said, we are always afraid of it.
Yeah, getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, getting out of the comfort. It's not easy. And there's a book, Yaga James Clear, titled Atomic Habits. That guy breaks down from the core.
Yeah.
I'm a habit with it. How do you form habits? Yeah, one. So I haven't read the book, but I've read a few summaries about the book and had a few people talk about the book, and even himself having public talks about the book. But it like a habit, it's something that it should be something you dedicate your life to, because you understand you understand the end goal, you understand the outcome. So if ever I go easy, Joe. If ever got something, you should understand you should not focus on the results. For instance, if we move to the physical appearance, maybe you want to lose weight, or you want to get shredded up, you shouldn't focus on the end result. You should know that the end result is this.
It's there, but focus on the process.
That's why Bati enjoy the process.
Yeah,
so
focus
it's
on the process.
You should understand, Guti, for you to get there, it's not gonna be okay. Tomorrow I'm gonna see the change.
Yeah, it's not overnight.
Yeah, one. It's gonna be gradually, each and every single day, you do something that will contribute to that outcome that you want.
Sure.
So it works like that in each and everything, almost everything. We are surrounded with when it comes to success, whether it's success of the body, success of the mind, success of financials, success of relationships. For instance, when it comes to my relationship, there was this guy, Simon Sinek. The concept that I introduce is, do you remember the first time your girlfriend was like, I love you? What you actually did. There's nothing specific you did, but it was those small little things you were doing all that time that led up to
that moment.
That moment. So on my habits, it's still the exact same concept.
Yeah.
You build up those small little things up until you get to getting the results that you want.
But when it comes to e-process, I think as ngabantu siphila, i-process akusiyo into esiyinakayo kakhulu. Sinaka ukuthi mase ngiphumelele kanjani. That's why abanye abantu abaningi esikhula now uhleli ekhaya uhleli kanje uthi mase uthola ucash then we make sure that you amajita or abantu ekhaya bayakena.
Yeah.
And kuba easy ukuthi abantu bakhona ukuthi wenze sure ukuthi uyaba impress or wenza sure ukuthi uyabagcwasela. Easy ukwenza lokho because akusumuntu okhona ukunderstand the process. Because if you understood the process the way bengakhona and ukuthi bekuzima kanjani, I think akukho easy ukuthi ungakhona ukuthi uvaye ublow up even maybe you can get a million. Understanding ukuthi million uthole kanjani.
Yeah.
That's why it's easier for no velo ayithola
wakhona ukublow manje because i process yakhona ayisho as ukuthi the thing ithatha as a day as it comes. If today kufikile you just focus on today. Tomorrow mayifika as like even noma uphethe igani noma kuthiwe ukhona ukudubula fast angithola ipace yakhona but inhlava mayiphuma one. Boom is like multiple. Uthi boom. Yangithola kusho ukuthi everything kanjani when uthatha like one step at a time. In order ukuthi ukhona ukuthi ubone ukuthi uyaphela wenzani. Because usolo ushaya nje ungazi ushaya phela wenzakala. So hey, into kanjani.
So I think it's mindset. Sure.
Yeah, mindset.
Mindset.
Yeah. That's true. I think it's also, if like breaking down what you just said about the mindset, I think based on a book I was busy reading, I just forgot the title. Mara baringa ukuthi, like we always say ukuthi the world is so busy, but it's actually not the world that is busy. It's our minds. And the world is only as big as our mind perceives it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you think is your world. Yeah, it's not like it's not like universal. And so this can be your world. Our surroundings now.
That's true.
So it's as far as your mind perceives. I would be the world is huge. Sure. It's only as what your definition of huge might be different to his.
For instance,
based on experiences also.
Yeah, it's based on this concept. If there's like a population in the world, it's 7 billion people.
Yeah,
it means that there's 7 billion realities.
Different realities
of the world is
different to
from
yours.
Mine, it's different to yours, it's different to the other person, to the other.
So
it makes
goes.
sense. It makes sense.
So for me, I found that actually interesting. Actually, we always say, like we're in a busy world, but we're not really in a busy world. Because if you can look right now, it looks busy because there's cars moving around, there's people moving around, but it's only because you are perceiving it that way. To that person, they're just going on with their daily lives.
Like, and if you look at it, everyone is just
living
their lives.
Yeah, they're just living. It's not really. Your mind is the one that's actually processing all of that as being busy. So it's just a crazy thought that I thought I should throw in there. Mara, enyinto is, I think adopting habits also has to do with like our own health as well. I think us as people need to also accommodate living a healthier lifestyle, just to actually make sound decisions. Because sometimes we are clouded by just a lot of things that happen in Mhlabeni. Like a simple decision, simple. Should I actually do this or not? Now what? Binary, zeros and ones. Binary zeros and it's simple. It's either 0 or 1. Maro is scratching more. Now just because there's so much that you have fed your body and your mind that you have no control of what is and what isn't anymore. So you just go with the flow. You just go with the flow.
But I think the most thing is critical when it comes to even go forming a habit and making sure that your body is healthy or your mental is healthy. I think it comes to discipline. I think discipline is umbrella everything. Because in order to form a habit, you need a discipline.
Yeah, you need discipline. True.
In order to be consistent.
Discipline. focus.
Discipline.
Discipline. The roots. Singasho ukuthi vele foundation.
Foundation
of everything.
Of everything you need discipline. Otherwise, in anything, vele. Mama in anything, scale, spani, whatever it is, you need discipline. Otherwise, you won't get to where you want to go, or you won't outlast whatever you're trying to get through.
And discipline is like, I know what I want. So I know what to say yes to and I know what to say no to. It basically boils down to that. And what you were saying about what affects indlela ocabanga ngayo, I think food is most important.
True.
Like it's what we consume, like the media and the information we put in our minds. Propaganda. But what's primary? It's food. It's food, because there's a study that was made about food. We are not dumb as this generation because of the information we consume or because we lack certain information. The information is there, it's out there for all of us. A billionaire, like at this generation, a billionaire has the same access to the information we have as us. As Peter we have the same access to that information. But now, what's different between us? Because even this morning I was listening to a video guy Elon Musk saying he's sleeping 6 hours, and I'm sleeping 6 hours. But why is that guy fucking rich more than me? Why am I not living a life that he's living? So I don't know, because kunama principles involved when it comes to finances and all of that.
There's other factors involved.
That's not what we're talking about, manje. But we're talking about health. Into idlayo, Joe. We are dumb as this generation, not because of the information we are consuming, but primarily because of the food we are eating. And the main source of that is carbohydrates. We're eating a lot of carbohydrates. So carbohydrates seem to be the leading factor of what happens in our minds. The laziness to think.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah, I think it's interesting as well. Because if you can look at it, the gut is connected to your nervous system.
To your nervous system.
So whatever you consume, that's why Guguna is saying, all diseases start from your gut. No matter what the disease is, it starts from your gut, which means what you eat.
But now, it also, you can't really blame people, dog. If you grew up in a society where vele, that's the only food you get in Tuana, makota, that's the only society you grew up in, dog. Then my makhaya ntwana badla healthy, badla ama-veggie, badla izinto ezigren. Mara ufika kwenye indawo, ufika ekasi. Why is it then that there is that disparity between umuntu ohlala emakhaya udla imifino, bathi imifino, vegetable on a daily. Ushi buying ama-veggie. When you go eat meat and all of these other processed foods. And if on a daily, do that for 30 days. You can even do a test, for instance, and put two people together. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of money to just pay people to just eat. But if we did, we could make a study. Every fast food, pizza, burgers, makota, and see what happens.
But there's a documentary based on what you're saying. Game Changers.
Game Changers.
Do you know it?
No, I haven't watched it.
You should watch that shit.
Yeah.
It shows you with there's people who eat meat and there's people who eat greens. That's the whole study. That's what it's based on.
And how does that then affect the nervous system?
Athletes. There's a saying, strong as an ox. You know it, don't it? And you get to see, and you get to see an ox only eats greens.
It's a herbivore.
And then how can you become strong as an ox, whereas the society you should eat eggs so that you can get your protein, so that you can be strong. You should eat steak. You should eat this. So, all the meat. So
then it boils down to social constructs. Then what society tells us is what we end up doing.
Yeah.
And we don't really rely on our own thoughts, but the thoughts from propaganda, from the media, and all of those other outlets.
And we don't understand when they're just pushing business.
I business into advertising on a daily.
Yeah, one.
Advertising
and they're doing the best job.
Best job. Even Joe, when it comes to like lately, I've been, I think for the past, since September, I don't know how many months has it been, but since September I've been doing intermittent fasting. Like I've studied intermittent fasting, and then I've looked into the benefits of it. And
which time frames do you actually eat it?
So I'm using the 16-8, which means I'm fasting for 16 hours and eating in the 8 window.
Oh, 8 window period.
Yeah. So breakfast. So that's what I was getting into. Breakfast. We're not supposed to eat breakfast as human beings. So what breakfast is, they used it to market cereals. And what's in the cereals? Sugar, carbohydrates. And what do those two do? They have to do with your insulin. They spike your insulin up so that you get more hungry. And what do you crave when you're hungry? The junk.
Yes.
And that's what you consume.
I think let's get I try, sure.
It's
I think I think I try. Yeah, kumbula.
Yeah.
So the way besiza ngakhona ne. Besazi ukuthi siza ama-veg. Ekuseni novuka kushaye most business kushaye oats. Okay. Until the whole day, and there won't be any food. Until very night, from night then cut it and shy veg. And eventually
and it's only veg
and
and
meat.
We did that for how many months? I think we did that August, September, October, November, December, January.
And what was the outcome?
This guy lost weight.
This guy lost weight. So bekunomkhaba that time. So usually the way bebuya ngakhona umkhaba. Hayi baba. I wanna from there into engayenza. Athi masiqala ukwenza lokho, I think ngaqala nga-exercise from it. Exercise just for exercise, simple exercise,
like each and every single day, morning and late.
Then from there ngabuya ngathi ground, just nje go jog kancane. Azange ukuthi ngihamba ayo lifters wena bo nje avaya ayoshaya into next ashanga ayogijima. Then from there ngathi yabuka boom. Cover God.
I'll say. And the funny thing is most of that comes from Ikawu.
Sure.
Ikawu. You could have just sat and not done all the other stuff.
And so you know what happens, Mina, from my research about because Yawana is actually in the morning we ate oats, that was fiber, and then we like the whole day we don't eat, no lunch, and then latest we eat lama veg, and then we're gonna eat the next day, like repetitive. So what happens is in the morning before eating the breakfast, umzimbu sase clean. And then you
digested everything.
Yeah, so you go and exercise.
You burn all those fuels.
So
you're using reserved fats.
That's what I was getting into.
Using reserved fats.
Manje, your body has no energy inside it, so it's gonna take the reserved fat, which is the fat inside your belly, the fat. It's gonna use it. So that's what intermittent. So intermittent fasting does the same exact thing. It takes, for instance, I don't want to make this example, yes, but let's just make it. If someone has diabetes, because I was gonna make it personal, but I was like, okay, no.
Yeah.
If someone has diabetes cause why it's most yabantu diabetes will find that they are overweight.
Okay.
So it correlates with the fat.
Yeah.
But the moment you burn fat, your diabetes can be reversed. That's what I learned.
Yeah.
And that same applies with the cancer.
Yeah.
Cancer can be reversed by burning your fat. Meaning, but it's different for cancer because it's not everyone that's overweight. But it has to do with your diet. So intermittent fasting, that's what I'm gonna, or fasting general, Yeah, notice ukuthi uma flu.
Yeah.
Are we no appetite? You
You
don't want food. That's your body telling you that it needs to heal. And for it to heal, it doesn't need any food. So you're not supposed to eat so that it can heal.
Yeah.
So that's what I've looked into with when you deprive your body of food, that's where it actually heals. And then when you put in the food, you don't put in the dirty food, but you put in clean food. And clean food is expensive.
It's expensive.
But you can.
But if you look at it, if you can spend the 200 rand on fast foods, you can spend just as much on vegetables and probably a piece of chicken, a packet of chicken. And that's cleaner than whatever you'll be having, all those preservatives or whatever from
without
pizza.
Mentioning brand, that's cleaner than fried chicken. That's cleaner than
you understand?
Pizza. That's
So,
cleaner than
the same amount in I mean, we're speaking like this, Mara, we guilty of it.
We guilty.
So it's not like eating as perfect or anything like that. We're just speaking on things we notice.
Yeah, not at all.
So people mustn't get it confused and think,
we are perfect or we are doing better than them.
Yeah.
We're also trying to figure shit out. Nothing. We also trying to figure things
and
out.
it all boils down to what did we say? Adopting to new
habits.
Yes.
Hey, that's basically it. Adopting new habits.
Because when I 7 because I'm sure you must that maybe body is nayo, akazi sibe nayo. So whoever more than this, you have to make
you went through phases.
Now I want to be better than this. So in the and then you notice when it comes to, I don't know most because I'm in that when it comes to race, but in that black society, especially in the ends we told ourselves no, we should not body shame ourselves or body shame other people. Then it's fine. I'm told in terms of maybe psychological or mentally, it's not right. Because other people they get easily affected.
It affects.
So you understand that conscious what are you saying? But then masngati siba critical as us as black people. In the one man may understand. The body how many age?
Sure.
So it's like kubalekile lo ukuthi as much as ibody yakho uyithanda the way manje masingathi sifake ipicture sinini I saw was it a comparison of 45 years.
Someone else.
Uyakhona ukubona ibody and uyakhona ukubona ukuthi kahle kahle la mjidelo bayalingana mara body wise and healthy wise.
Why? Different. Man, so no, it's not imali, but eating habits. Nama habits general.
So ukhona ukubona ukuthi as much as sikhula ngalendlela basitshela ngayo and to make sure ukuthi the way perhaps they want to make sure we are reserved when it comes to whatever truth face. We should understand we should understand one thing ukuthi age yakho in a body weight. So if uhleli lapho and une body weight onayo, now fanele ukhona ukucheck age ukuthi okay ngine age kanje body weight kumele kube nayo kangakanani. Then ukhona ukuthi if maybe it's over that, you should work on that. Angithola. So kunawe Cherry unokusebenza nawe ne. Ekseni wafika lapho mafika uzothola abona ebusika I do understand abantu bayawadla amagwinya and all of that because but the way basitshela ngakho bathi wenza uba warm but I don't see that. But then they bathi basho njalo bathi uba warm but awubo uba warm kahle ngaphandle. But then bona now is some udlala but they are still consuming the same thing. Ngithola basawadla and they get stressed if bangabazi ukuthi abatholanga. So we babuza around ukuthi singathola phi ini into kanje uyangithola. So now
that's the thing about it.
It's a drug.
That's the thing about it. It spikes up your insulin so that you crave more. And when you don't get that, Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. You're gonna go crazy. Cabanga uthola amagwinya.
Ngifuna amagwinya.
Uthola amagwinya. No, but Bafethi, when it comes to lente body shaming, this word body shaming, personally I hate it. And maybe trigger a few people who have.
Before ukhuluma, ufuna uqale ngawo. Ngikhumbula umtshela ngestory about yourself.
I'm getting there. I hate it because Joe, there's never been a time where it's so easy to get control of your physical appearance, whether it's beauty or your body weight, or your body shape. This is the best time. Joe, if I'm body shaming you, this morning or yesterday, if ever you get fat, and they're like, "Hi, why is the fat?" I was like, "Joe, you can't get fat."
Yeah,
like mina. Maybe I'm gonna get a lot of hate for it, but if you are fat, mina, I look at you and I'm like, you can do better than that. It's a cousin, very family.
Yeah, they blame genetics.
Yeah. No.
Because it's
lose
always
that
a choice.
fucking way.
Because
Because you're gonna get sick and you're gonna die.
Yeah, there's people that always change that narrative.
Yeah,
there's people that have transformed themselves.
From the east.
For you wait to me now, I'm not gonna be sympathetic.
Yeah, no.
I'm not.
No.
Maybe I'm just gonna get a lot of hate for that,
Yeah.
but I'm not, because I was fat myself and no one believes me when I can say I was fat. Like, look at me, man.
Nah, you can never, man. Yeah. You can never.
Look at me, man.
Yeah.
I was fat, dog. I know the tantrums people throw at you when you're fat. I know the confidence yakibanjan more fat. Right now I can stand in front of this camera and say I was fat and be as confident as I am, man. Because I know with I've worked on my best.
Yeah, you've been through it.
There's nothing else. Self-love. Mozoti, you are fat. Joey, when you're fat, you know with you have disadvantages, like serious advantages that can bruise your ego.
Sure.
So why are you not working on your body?
Especially if it makes you feel a certain way.
Yeah,
I've worked on
Especially,
mine.
for me, if it makes you feel a certain way, why don't you change it? Change what's making you feel that
And
way.
most people are gonna be like, I'm happy as I am.
But I think that's where we are.
manje,
Because
uyabona-
even advertising itself, if you look at, and I guess that's just a whole thing of just accommodating everyone, you know?
Yeah.
But if you look at what you see on mannequins these days, I'm a mannequin 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You only saw skinny mannequins.
Yeah.
I'm an advertisement. If they were advertising bikinis or whatever, it was skinny women or a massland or anything like that. Models were always a certain weight. They were always that was what we knew as a standard. But these days they accommodate. Yeah, they're accommodating every body shape. I understand. If a man, even on windows, because I mean, at first,
on windows.
Yeah, you can see
windows,
the chubby.
you can see every body size,
Yeah.
and so on. And I think that's just trying to accommodate everyone. But I feel like in that also, we should also encourage each other to obviously, I guess it's comfortable for them. They, as you said, Muti, they feel like that is how they should be. But if it makes you feel a certain way, then why don't you then change it? Especially if it makes you feel, if it messes up your confidence, your self-esteem. If it does that to you, then I feel like personally you should do something to actually work to being better.
Yeah.
But if when you feel like that, man, this is me.
And there are people
like that.
There are people who are fat.
Confidence will skyrocket.
Confidence.
Like,
But Joe, most open with the confidence yako it skyrocket. That's what she's showing. But more figure me and we are born
when you're in the four
you're
corners
out
of your
with your
room.
friends who are lean.
How
and
do you
then
feel then?
all the guys approached
Those.
your friends that were lean.
But not you.
Because I think my relationships are affected too much. Mating, let me just say, mating affects us too much. Like a lot of the decisions we make are based on
Our
mating.
friends. Yeah.
whether it's buying clothes, looking good, who you associate yourself with, your appeal,
True.
and all those things. So if you are fat and you're like, your confidence is up there and you are happy the way you are, it's cool. But manje, why are you gonna offend it that Nceba didn't approach you, but who approached you, Slender, who's with you?
Yeah.
Or complimented with Slender, who's with you? And when are you not complimented?
I
why
think
is
in
that
that
gonna
moment,
offend you?
in that moment
And then
itself,
when you go
it's-
to your
it will rub
place,
you the wrong
you're
way.
gonna feel it with it.
Yeah, they was way
Oh, okay. I don't think
why me now and Ketang?
Yeah,
man.
Because you have all the confidence.
I mean, anyone would ask themselves, why was I not chosen in that situation?
Exactly.
You know?
So as
But
much
yeah.
as we can say it's body shaming and all of that, but as people, I think we should focus more on what makes us happy. And if you see that there's any little thing that doesn't make you happy about the life that you're living or how you are as a person, you should
Change it.
So
And
try
I think
to
that's what we're trying to say here.
Improve.
We're not trying to like step on anybody's toes or anything, but we're trying to just say if it makes you unhappy, then
Makes
work
you
to
uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it makes you
and
uncomfortable.
it makes
if
you compare yourself to other people,
then
you can do
change it.
something
Yeah,
about it.
do
Most
something about
especially
it.
if it has to do with your
physical appearance. Yeah,
Yeah.
do
It's not
something
easy.
about it.
It's not easy.
Definitely.
Because
Like it's not easy. As
Ka-
you say, Shugut, it needs discipline.
kakhulu into engibonayo ukuthi when it comes to say with this body shame, for me body shame, you can say you're body shaming me with something I cannot change. If I can't change that, that's body shame.
Yeah.
I can't change that.
Yeah. I think you made a point.
I can't
Yeah.
change that. But if it's something I can change, that's no longer body shame. It's either you're comfortable or you're uncomfortable.
Sure.
Yeah.
Then you decide which is which.
Which one you fall under?
Yeah.
Then from there
If
I can think.
For instance, if someone's gonna say I have a fucking small
Dick. Since you're swallowing your words, I'll help you.
that's body shame. Though I can enlarge it,
Yeah.
but that's body shame.
Yeah, that's body shame.
Yeah,
Because
what-
you can't change.
You can
Yeah.
change that. Yeah.
I mean,
If someone
unless
is
you're
gonna
using
tell you
Viagra
that,
and stuff.
hey,
You have small
more
legs.
girl,
Yes.
your
It's
boobs
older.
are saggy,
Yeah.
that's body shaming. Though you can go to surgery, but that's body shaming because we're looking at how natural things should be.
Yeah.
But when it comes to our bodies are not meant to be overweight. That's why we have all these diseases, man, is because we let our bodies get overweight based on the food we eat and how comfortable we are. There are people who can walk just a meter, dog, and bakatele.
Huffing and
A
puffing.
meter.
Joe, a meter.
A meter.
A meter, Joe.
Awukafiki ngakukheni, bro.
Meeting ngane, ne?
It means
meeting,
ngane.
Ingane, yeah, ingane is like
It's like
yeah.
shit.
Like what I'm trying to say is
But we get
yeah.
I feel like it's
No,
not
but
meaning.
maybe
Ayingane.
meter phela bathi it's the distance of your
Hey,
arm.
abanye
Yeah,
abantu read this meter. Abanye kufika la.
Okay, asikhulume ngama-stairs. Asikhulume
Abanye
ngama-stairs.
barona
No, asikhulume ngama-stairs. From the ground floor to the first floor, umuntu uyamuzwa ukuthi uyavaleka. Joe uvalekani? You are only
Amaphaphu,
24.
bro.
Khambani kanti? Khambani.
But also, do we then, if it's something that you've always grown up being, who then do we blame? If you were raised in a certain way and all you were fed was just unhealthy food
That's
or unhealthy
the
products,
That's the point.
then who then do we say
And-
is
and-
at fault?
and-
Because you were raised in that way. Man.
Yeah. So manje, I'm gonna get to I'm gonna derail a bit from your question and then come back, ne? So another thing that I don't really celebrate. It's cute to have
Chubby kids.
that are chubby. I don't celebrate that shit. Get that kid to exercise so that she or he can lose weight. While as I say na 4 or 7.
Make it a
Not
habit.
only lose
Yeah.
weight,
Kwamele
understand
alose
why they
weight
lose
because manje what you're doing motivate lento ukuthi
This is fine.
yeah, this is cute, and everyone comes and says,
cute.
umntana cute and all of that. Now you smile for a second, but grow up,
Then you start
and
feeling
then
a
you'll
different way.
understand, ukuthi you're gonna
The world
grow
doesn't
up.
see you as cute anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, the world doesn't
The
see
world's
you
gonna
as
see
cute.
you as fat. and no one wants to associate themselves with a fat person for whatever reasons they have. For whatever reasons they have. Those personal. Personal. As I said, I was fat before. I was fat before. First of all, I had to develop my social skills because I was fat before.
True.
Secondly, I had to develop my self-confidence, and I got to understand that there's a very big difference between a self-confidence and self-esteem.
Self-esteem, yeah, the two are different.
So you understand the work that I've done to be the person that I am, to be the person that I'm just gonna be minding my own shit. And someone comes and says, Joe, I kind of like you.
You don't know what you went through.
And
you don't know what you went through.
So
we
I
have
think
our
as
own
people,
battles,
Joe.
But it's how you choose to
so it's
actually
personal,
face them
but
also.
I guess if ever umuntu and you're happy to be fat, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat that word and make it sound nice. When you're fat, it means that you have a lot of fat in your body. That's how it is.
It is what it is.
So
Call
if
a
ever
spade
you're
a spade.
fat,
Call a spade a spade.
So if ever you're fat and you're happy, that's chill.
Sure.
We're
But
not
if
talking
it
to
makes you uncomfortable,
We're not talking to you.
exactly. That's why I always come back to the point because people might like take it the wrong way. I understand. So that's why I keep coming back to the fact that only if it makes you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
And those are the people we
know
actually
who's gonna be
talking to.
uncomfortable, man. Let's call my It's the people who are not fat.
Yeah.
It's the people who are not fat who are going to come and say, you guys are body shaming or you guys are hating or whatever. But as I said, if ever you're fat and you're happy, live your life the way you want to.
We're not talking to you.
We're not talking
to you.
Yeah. But if you're fat and you want to change your life, then you can start developing habits that will lead you to the way that you want to be, to the body that you want.
Yeah. Like we are most talking to people who are open to question themselves, who are open to ask themselves, I'm where I want to be.
Yeah.
Do I feel comfortable to this point? If you are, just stay the way you want. Like we are not forcing you, but we are trying to make sure that you understand that everybody has an age, right? Every weight has an age to it. So don't try to lie to yourself and try to tell yourself lies in order to feel better or to make sure that you sleep better at night.
True.
But we need to be truly honest to ourselves and make sure that we dive deeper to that part that you see it with right now. Like this body at the end of the day is no longer mine, but I have it.
Yeah.
And what do I want to do with it? Then from there, I guess you can make a choice, and your choice is yours. And make sure once you make a choice, you just made a decision. Once you made a decision, some part of you has to die. If people they want to say something about you, just make sure you feel comfortable enough to take that because part of you has died enough, right? So I think that's the one thing we should take as it comes to this episode physically.
Yeah, because it's not easy.
And Joe, imagine me, I was just losing weight. Angiti, I had people insulting me when it comes to being fat. And then Eastern Cape.
In terms of secondary.
So
high school, I'm sure.
So
high school,
primary, I was fat my entire life, and then
because I know high school is brutal.
So high school was the time I was.
So both
losing weight.
primary,
and example I can make ukuthi amabrook wami wesikela bewahlala Khawateka course. So and I was short. I only started gaining height when I got lean. I think end of grade 11.
So no one's tall in your family?
My mom and dad
At all.
Yeah.
Taller than you,
yeah.
or they are tall.
I'm fucking
You're the
taller than-
tallest.
yeah. I'm
So
taller
Tati
than
height
them.
yakaba.
Yeah, ngithathe height
We two combined.
Yeah. Even with vision.
Yeah.
Both bashaya ama specs so I took. Yeah, but we were on the height
We're
part.
not there, yeah,
Joe,
yeah.
like bebangiyela the time I was fat, bebangiyela the time I was losing. The time I was losing mangifike kasi and cause I moved.
And
from
I'm sure it's only because they know both sides of you.
Yeah.
If you had to come to Pretoria after having lost weight, we wouldn't have made those remarks because we don't know you as you were before.
So they know both.
That's why it's
Bangazi ngitshebile and then
Yes.
it was
As
like,
you're losing,
okay, we know
when
this
you're going
guy,
through the process.
and then siyamnyela, and then I went through the process, and then I was losing the weight, and because I kind of moved ekasi from where
you
I
lived.
was doing primary, and then for high school I went to
Somewhere else.
another town, and then when I came back a few months later in the process of losing weight, Joe, like HIV, Joe, sase sensitive.
I think it's one
Bazokutshela
issue.
ukuthi-
as people.
Yeah,
we messed up.
bazokutshela ukuthi
We messed up.
manje
dog,
une
as people.
HIV umuvile uye kule town, so abo-cherry ba that town manje
Bakusikisile.
obviously yeah suyasika manje Joe une
yabo as
bakutshela
people,
straight
dog.
ukuthi une HIV Joe, and lapho uyazibona nawe ukuthi
You start questioning yourself.
this is the best thing I've did for myself.
Because yazi enye into engifuna ukuthi si-address when it comes to in terms of i-body, masikhuluma nge-body, i-society yethu isibulale kakhulu because umuntu uyamthola uchubby bawukhuluma ngaye bathi ya ukanje lo mzimba wakhe yamsinda, awubona umzimba wakhe mubi, basho whatever into abafuna.
Yeah,
Next thing you decide to take a step towards that body,
Looking
Yeah,
different.
to make sure
And you still have remarks.
uyangithola, people they will always say something.
Hey, man.
Angithola, so manje enye into esifuna ukuthi make sure ukuthi as you guys are aware of ukuthi as more decide ukuthi manje uchubby and ufuna make sure ukuthi hayi manje sengifuna ukuthi ngireach this body, there are a lot of things I think you need to do apart from a body or step before that. Mentally.
Yeah,
Mentally, in mindset.
It starts
you
here.
need to work here.
Starts here.
Because you need to understand
Starts
one
here.
thing ukuthi ku-society esikhule kuyo
There's certain
kunabantu vela hayi
certain
ukuthi
people.
like i-habit yabo i-job yabo ukuthi babekele ukukhuluma.
Babekele ukukhuluma, into ispansako.
Ispansako, it's like
Ispansako.
bahleleke lokho ngithola. So you must make sure ukuthi manje if you make that decision not just physically or just make sure ukuthi you made that decision here and accept every consequences that comes with it.
And we're not saying like you need to look a specific way. We're not saying look like a magazine cover.
Yeah.
Asifuni uye ngathi magazine cover, but men's health. Asifuni
No,
uye
no,
men's
no,
health
no.
because
At least be
people might
healthy.
get
Yeah.
just be healthy. That's all we
Just
say.
be healthy.
Live
Just
a
do
healthy
your
life.
best.
Yeah, towards
Be
living
the person who's doing their best to be
Exactly.
healthy.
I'll see it.
Yeah,
Be a
with
men's
my
health
J.
cover.
Joe, yeah.
Cover guy, so we cover guy and that's fantasy.
We defined healthy in a
By
different
that,
way. Yeah, in a different way. Maybe you may define the healthy being make sure
Hey,
you're
who as in, you
comfortable
cover
body.
guy, cover guy
sometimes.
healthy.
Yeah.
Someone
What do we
being
cover
healthy is
guy?
like eating healthy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So kuna le example back then and say I don't want to make it because it's personal. But I'm just gonna make it.
Yeah.
For the sake of our pedestrians.
Our pedestrians.
Yeah. So in case gunomuntu maybe or experience whatever I'm gonna say. So a month back, or it's been 2 months now. 2 months back, my mother got diagnosed with diabetes. So I had to do my own research on how to reverse that shit, on how to live with that shit. Well, that was the first, like the initial research about how to live with it, and then I got to find out that you can actually reverse it as long as it's type 2. type B. Yeah, one. So it has to do with the diet, and it has to do with the weight, controlling your weight, controlling your insulin levels, controlling your cholesterol. Yeah, one. So I had it's difficult because the first time I spoke with her, she was, come on, as umuntu omdala mabakutshela ukuthi une-diabetes manje at age of 62, that shit's gonna shake you up, most especially if you already have high blood pressure and ungumuntu ostressayo ngezinto. That shit's gonna fuck you up. So I had a conversation now, and she was stressed up, and she was just very emotional about it, and I myself thinking, oh fuck, diabetes, I know how deadly it can be. I can lose my mom. So
over there.
So I think for like 3 weeks or 2 weeks, I was just taking it all in. I was taking it all in, and if you guys were seeing my statuses, that time they were like about death. Like I was just understanding the entire thing, but then I was like, okay, let me just do my research on this shit. Then I did. Then after I did my research, I think my research was like 2 days. Then I ringed her up. We had a conversation, and I was telling her that, okay, now this is how your lifestyle should look like. This is how your eating habits should look like. And she was like, towards the end of the call, she was like, I don't know how you do what you do or find the things that you find, but from what you are saying now, this is exactly what my dietitian told me. Like, you've covered everything my dietitian told me. So just imagine that. I have no background in medicine. I have no background in diets or lifestyle or everything that has to do with health.
With health.
But if I can do my research in 2 days to advise someone who's diabetic, and they say that what I'm saying is someone
correlates exactly with what
a
the
professional has said, it means that the information is out there for everyone.
It's out there for everyone.
So whether you're overweight, you have a disease that you have, you should understand that the information is out there. The only thing you should do is you should start in your mind, so that you can form the habits that will bring you to the healthy lifestyle that you want to.
Taking the first step.
Taking the first step, and
continue.
Make sure
enjoying
you
the process.
You
Enjoying the process up until you see the results. You see the result.
I think the way we show ngakona ifana if isa ngifila ngathi ngisale ngisho one thing oyiqeda ngisho, because I think before when I was saying it is what is 6 is what it's few months or 2 months. For me, like, it's been 2 years. Knowing Guti, my mom is being serving that issue. But from then, I think that time in Kaya, that's where I started Guti, let's go and take just a walk and so on. Then went there for a walk. Then after a walk,
started
in the
jogging.
morning, we say just jog. It doesn't have to be in a soccer pitch. Doesn't have to be 5 rounds, even 7 rounds, or even 20 rounds. Just 3. They make a difference.
They do difference. Especially if you put them. If you had to do that for a year, it's a difference.
It makes a difference because
you know
what I understood about that. Ukuthi mangihambile ngahamba then mangibuye endlini ngiyathi ngiyasivukela umuntu ngimbone egroundini sekuye la asikhathi uyalapho uphethe isigubhu uphuza amanzi then uyabona ukuthi akasaphuza idrink manje uphuza la manje during the day then uyabona ukuthi ayeke uzomthola uphuza amanzi even itiye most people are old they like it yangithola yambona asitiyeni elisini then you understand ukuthi loyo ukhombisa into eyi-1 ukuthi mdala, but as much as I'm dala, we understand ukuthi I still want to live. I still have a life to live. I still want to make sure I make it different. So it's not about ukuthi umuntu so dedicated ukuthi mina yimi lo. Ngizofaka nje. If uNkulunkulu uyangigcina, uzongigcina. If sangithatha, uzongithatha. Because you know, understand the mentality when it comes to old people. They have that mentality that says, no, if it's my time, it's my time. Whereas they live in what? Unhealthy life.
Sure.
Then you give yourself faith by saying the Lord is with you.
Yeah.
The Lord is protecting you. The Lord is guiding you. The Lord knows what is happening to you. Like,
but at the end of the day, it boils down to your decisions.
Yes,
also.
yes.
As much as you might have that
Yes.
faith, you have to lift that finger or put that foot out.
You have to do something.
I have to. You
have
can't
to
just
do
sit and
something.
say, "Hey, Jesus, take the wheel."
Yes.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So for you, Joe, never. You've been to gym. How long have you been to gym?
For me, if I could say when I started, it was grade 9, and it was just an interesting. But I could say it was influenced by my late brother. Growing up, I would see him just go to the gym. And I'm just curious with, this is how he looks. Okay, and then grade 9. Yeah.
How old?
Oh, dog. 2004. I was probably like 10 or something.
10. Okay.
Yeah, 10 or something. I was 04, 03.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm bayahlanganisa mawuthi unangaki.
Yeah, bayahlanganisa.
2004, 94.
1 plus 1.
Yeah, but we don't
So, then grade 9, I then had the access to it because my friend had the weights. And then okay, after school, do your homework, eat ski, and then the gym. So I just go there first before say play soccer. Then we just press, and it wasn't like actual weights, like we sport.
The train. So I think
at that time, you know, I'm thinking, oh, this is what people use as weights. Who shoot.
Yeah.
They say there was these under dumbbells. Ain't seeing me, dog. I was really lift them.
Sure.
So, but I wasn't working my whole body, which is also another thing that I only learned later in life. Like you need to work your whole body. Yeah, you can't just work chest. I mean, you know what people say. By Stoke Sweet.
Johnny Bravo.
By Johnny Bravo. You don't want to be an upside down triangle.
Yeah.
So and then it was like that, and then it was an on and off thing, and then I got to varsity, and then I started working out there. Still there, it was an on and off thing.
Because I think when we were together varsity,
it was on and off
but we didn't know about it. I mean, I only knew about it when I saw with you. Okay, this guy is...
he's growing, he's
I
changing
was
in
like,
weight.
Okay, yeah.
So, and at that time, I wasn't also still serious about it. It was just a thing with, it's still something that interests me.
Yeah.
It was like what hobbies and whatever. It was just something that I still enjoyed.
Yeah.
But because of all these other studies and all these other stuff that we go through, it's not something I could focus on like entirely. So through varsity, we went on and off, and then after 2018 or something like that, when I had my nothing else but that in my hands, and I had a part-time waiting. So that's all I did was just go to my job, and then after that go to gym, and that's when I did it religiously. Well, that's when I was like, okay, now, because it was after that time. I think it was when we were doing the music video. I started gaining weight during that period. If you had to look at the pictures we took that time, my picture during that period. I looked totally different then, dog. And I noticed that I was getting out of shape. And it was something new to me because I had never been that big. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go in really like straight up. And the only thing I did was just rock up every day. Rock up. That's all I did. My eating habits didn't change.
So what pushed you to go in each and every single day?
Dog, just wake up, bro. Wake up. Because the pain is not going to go away. Yeah, just wake up and show up. That's basically showing up was what made me go there. And it's a community of its own, dog. Like being in the gym is a community of its own. That's why I say like it's harder for me to actually do it as religiously. Do it as religiously as I did in the gym when I'm at home
Compared
because now I'm not around that community and I don't feel like I'm actually at the gym.
There's no
I
obligation.
can do it,
When you're at home,
I can
there's
do
no
it.
obligation,
Mara, at some point, no gila, so I do it half-heartedly. Yes, my wholeheartedly. And for me, that is what I need to now get over. But the fact that it shouldn't be location or geographical for me to actually be determined to do something. Whether it's outside or it's in a facility, it shouldn't matter. No one go discipline.
But usually you used to do it every day.
Everything.
Like
everything,
morning and
everything.
every day morning.
Every day.
It was 2 sessions a day.
It was ngoba ngispan in the mornings until 4. I'd go in the afternoon and then come out in the evenings. Okay. So it was probably a 2-hour session every day. Basically on weekends, I'd go in the mornings. But I'd do it like 6 days, 7, like 6 days out of 7 days.
Okay.
And that was for like a whole year. 2019, because 2018 is when I completed. 2019, and then 2020, same thing. It was only this year when I then started changing that whole thing. I had setbacks and all of that. But for me, that's what worked for me. Just showing up every day, dog.
So what happened?
Every day.
Because last time you were just doing this for yourself, right? And then I think in the past, was it past year or 2 years? That's where you started to do videos.
The YouTube channel.
Before YouTube channel, you started on WhatsApp, right?
Yeah, it was WhatsApp. That was the same year when I was in the process. So I would notice people would say, "Hey, dude, like, how did you get to the?" And the crazy thing is that we won it.
Sure.
Like, as much as you can see the difference, you're not seeing what the other person is seeing in third person. So people would come up to me like, "Hey, Joe, like, how did you get there?" And to me, I'm like, "Nah, Joe, I just show up. There's nothing special." But Spanish never Spanish.
I was getting there. Most people like they lack the patience, and then they want the shortcuts, and then they
you want things to happen tomorrow.
They get to
you want things to happen tomorrow. Experience the process. Intervisi issue. Process. Just write it out. Eventually uzofika. But now we want these shortcuts as Spani writing. And it's only gonna come back and bite you in the ass 5 years, 10 years down the line.
See,
and you
that's
think it's
the thing
something
about supplements, most especially Herbalife, and I'm not degrading Herbalife because
let them make their money, dog. Let them make their money. Make how you live.
What I'm saying, I'm a no one. It's not gonna.
It's not a matter.
But what I'm concerned about is I don't know Herbalife if you can. But we are the generation so obsessed with Herbalife, and we don't have a 20 or 30 years experience with Herbalife. We don't know how much it's gonna affect.
It's gonna
us
come
in
back.
20, 30 years.
These things will come back. Believe me, Dwan.
And dog, when it comes to my habits, there's nothing so fulfilling about ticking the box
and say I've achieved this.
I've achieved this, and I've achieved it with
nothing.
This type of help.
There was nothing that aided me.
Sure.
All on my own. So that feeling is gratifying. That feeling is very gratifying.
It's worth it than you trying to push a business. You have a life. We understand with you trying
to lead. There are
people who are earning.
But you're trying to push into
this is just business orientated. It's not even a lifestyle type. Yes, it reflects into lifestyle, but honestly, it's a business. First and foremost, DPS are
sure.
And my people get consumed into that shit. It's no different to any other pyramid scheme.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Pyramid scheme.
And people don't understand
it's no different to any other pyramid scheme.
Some they do understand, they're just running away from that fact.
We do anything to justify whatever's gonna, like, the truth. We don't like the truth, so we just shy away from it and find reasons why we should shy away from it.
At the end of the day, bottom line, we want cash. We tired of living a hungry life.
So from YouTube, from Google status, people they were asking you, "Well, how do you get to this?"
Yeah,
body?
and
Then
people
from
kept
there you
asking.
must-
So it was from the videos on
yes,
WhatsApp.
yes,
People
yes.
just kept
How do you
asking.
And I was
get
one
to-
of the people who kept on asking.
Yeah, like, hey,
Because
dude, like,
Nami, I was in that phase, Yaguti. I went to the gym. So I was actually learning, like I was in the learning process, Yaguti. Okay, I should be targeting this type of muscle group. I
Yeah.
should be targeting this type of muscle group and what's required
you
of
should
me.
be doing.
Because I was also not comfortable to using supplements. So I was also going natural. And surprisingly, the way I did it, just from YouTube,
It worked.
like searching, people were like, "What's up with you,
So
man?
hefty, man. I told you, man. Gonna start-
Yeah. I was seeing something that, well, people were
were
seeing
seeing it.
something
Yeah, people
that
were
I
seeing it.
didn't see.
Yeah.
Well, even the time where we were on that diet we had, and we were having, we were exercising each and every morning. And for me, it was like we exercising, and then for me, I'm having 100 push-ups a day, which means 50 push-ups in the morning, 50 push-ups late, and we did that. I don't
I used to
remember
do.
how many
I remember I used to do that back in varsity.
Yeah.
I did that. I just don't remember how many months it was, and that's all I did.
Yeah.
I push up by 100.
Yeah.
John Bashu 50 in the morning,
50 in
50
the morning,
before
50.
kids.
Yeah.
Within 6 months, but Uchima
Exactly. It was before that.
It's just consistent.
before
Yeah, it was
that.
before that.
Hey,
Just
shoulder
consi-
yako. And you see, and from people telling you that, now I'm like, okay, let me just go to the mirror. And I'm like, in the mirror, I can't compare that to anything because I wasn't
like
taking
that.
pictures or recording the progress. But when I'm
You
in
just
the
have to
mirror,
work
I'm
with
like,
what you see.
oh, okay.
Ngiyabona,
The chest is there.
Sing
now.
pek nyana.
Yeah.
Kune
The
definition.
shoulders, nakhona,
Kune
there's something.
definition.
So you get to see Uguti from just showing up. Jay.
Yeah, mara kumnandi
There
kuya
is
ma-results.
progress. Yeah.
It's the process,
Yeah.
and what makes it enjoyable is the process.
Falling in love with
I
the
went
process.
through all of that.
Not caring about
And
the
you look
results,
back.
but knowing what the results are. But falling in love with the process.
Clean.
So what do you do on the days that you just didn't feel like going to the gym?
Yeah.
Because I see you were going each and every single day. But what about those days that you didn't feel like going?
I mean, I remember, dog, I even went on days when I think we had a few beers at work. And the guy, my colleague asked me, so should I drop you at home? Or in my head, every day I go to gym. I'm chatting,
And this guy.
Nyada. I've had a few, dog.
Yeah.
But my 5
Yo.
5 or 6. I went to gym, dog, every day. And another thing I think that helps is having a partner. About having a partner to work out with.
Yeah.
It helps a lot of people.
Healthy competition.
It helps a lot. Yeah, it's healthy competition, dog. Because nyapusha. Even on days when you feel like when you get there and you get that partner of yours, uzokupusha, dog. Uzokupusha. Because he's there to help you. That last rep,
Yeah.
he's there with you. He's there with you. Nah, he's gonna go through the same shit you're going through. Young Todd. So that kind of tug and war type of thing, it also helps you actually build your confidence with, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you guys look back and you're like, yo, man, we pushed.
So is ukhuluma nge-partner, so is it the same partner lo owakreate na YouTube channel? Because YouTube channel,
Yeah,
Because I think the YouTube channel is coming out.
It was coming. Hey, dog.
was
I feel
coming.
So how
bad.
did
man.
it
I
start?
feel bad
It
you
was
guys
channel
bringing
for
that
you.
up, dog. I feel bad because I only dropped 2 episodes and then it was done.
Yeah, it was coming.
And I had more content after that. I just never compiled it.
Yeah.
That's my only problem. You know?
Oh,
But
shit.
the idea was solely just behind. It was basically what I used to do on my WhatsApp status.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But now, because people ask for it like so often, I was like, okay, you know what? Let me curate it and make it like a compilation of like workouts, but focus it on like muscle groups. Yeah,
Sure.
With the this episode will just be about like your back.
Yeah.
I just have a whole bunch of back workouts.
Yeah.
So there was a guy that I met through gym. As I said, it's a community. You have all these people that you meet up, and you have conversations.
Yeah.
And then we had the same ideas, same interests, and then it just boiled down to, okay, let's just shoot videos and put that shit out there. I'm surprised you guys are bringing that shit up. Because to me, I'm like, this shit never landed.
No.
I didn't land.
People notice. I even subscribe to that
channel. People notice.
You know, and I think that's the fault in ourselves too. Is we worry too much about what people expect or what people are actually looking for instead of actually doing shit for ourselves. Doing shit if I did that for myself, because I was worried about, and obviously I was doing it more to get people something to work out with, instead of doing it for me, because at some point I really enjoyed doing that shit. I enjoyed it.
It's more about you.
Dog. That was me. That was paradise.
Sure.
I think we paradise. So I need to get back into that whole mindset and just challenge myself into doing things more for myself and not really for the
and it could be different for other people because they are motivated, like they can't find the motivation within themselves. And what they have to do is
find the external
which is if for me I want to commit to going to the gym, I have to commit, like I have to take that picture of me signing a contract at Virgin Active or Planet Fitness or Zone Fitness or whatever. I have to take a picture and put it on my status so that people can be like, "Ooh, you did well." And then for me to be consistent, I have to
take pictures
each and every single day, or videos each and every single day, or reels each and every single day to show people that I've showed up. But when it comes to doing stuff for other people,
how much are you then doing in the gym if you're taking so much footage and content?
Exactly.
How much are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it just to post? You understand? Because for me, I would work out, and when I'm doing that video, I'm probably doing the last set. Last set. Okay, this is for content. But I've already worked out. I've done my part. I've done my part.
So from your experience, the way you have learned and try to push yourself, what can you tell other people in order to achieve the same
what
goal?
would be the 3 takeaways from what you've learned?
What I've went through.
I would say 3 takeaways you can tell other people about getting into the mindset, number 1. The action part, number 2. And number 3, actually doing the work and reaping the results. Because I think in some way you have reaped the results.
I would say, firstly, just being disciplined. I mean, it's what we've been speaking about. It's not easy, dog. Mara, show up, dog. And don't go with the heat of the moment. Just because your friend is joining the gym, don't join because your friend is joining the gym. Because you're not ready yet. You're not ready. If you're joining because someone else is joining, you only joining because they told you to join. And that's how you end up now paying something off you're not even using. Is my the contract on my Spanish. For 24 months or 12 months. But had it been a thing where you personally chose, you know what, this is now a lifestyle I want to adopt. I had new habits I want to adopt.
What you want to do.
This is what I want to do, which is what I did. I was like, yo, this is what I want to do, and it was in a great period in my life because there was not much I was doing, So there was not much that hindered me going to the gym. Make that time, wake up, and go there. Next thing, consistency. Just consistency. Obviously, you need to watch what you eat, but I did it without even watching. And that's 80% of the work. Ikaola is 80%. 20% is just working out. I only did 20%. So now imagine if you add the 80. If you did the 80 as well, gone. So I only showed up. That's all I did. Showed up and pushed myself. Even on days with I don't feel it. Just show up. By the time you get there, you'll have a different story. Just do one guy too. You'll feel different about it. You'll feel different about it altogether. But you won't really get over that feeling of I don't feel it until you actually get there. you being motivated by
You have
everybody
to,
else.
yeah.
Now you have to actually put
Yeah.
in that work.
Yeah.
And so you don't even have to do as much as you do on a daily. Mara, at least say what you left there having done something.
Yeah, I think here there's into
Yeah,
Yeah.
At least go there and put in, even if it's 30 minutes of the hour that you normally put in a day. Ifake leyo 30 ntwana. Ifake.
It
In
matters.
the long run,
It matters.
it actually does add up to your total results. It adds up. But if you didn't show up,
that's why an issue with it's all about the
yeah,
process.
it's the process.
Yeah, the
Like,
process, yeah.
don't look at, and also ungasjah.
Yeah, relax.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
relax.
last thing I'll say.
At your own
Yeah.
pace.
Ungasjah. Don't look at
And
the
what's
next
fucking
person.
pressure?
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't look at the
pressure.
next person and say, but I want to be like him tomorrow morning. It doesn't work like that. But there's people that have been doing
that's
for
the
10
thing.
years.
Usually, this is comparing no chapter 20
Yeah,
womunye
no more
Whereas
dala
thina
ichuna
siku-chapter
right
3.
Dala ichuna,
Yeah.
Dala. Now I'm still new in this shit. I'm on and off. I haven't figured it out. But I know when I go there, I mind my own shit. I'm dealing with my own shit. I'm in my own race, in my own lane.
Yeah.
That guy has probably been doing it for 10 years and he has supplements to add on to it.
Yeah.
I don't have supplements, it's just me.
It's you.
It's just me, young Todd.
Yeah.
So
I
think that's all I can say, though.
Yeah.
Stay with
Perfect.
I
Perfect
think
conversation.
also-
No.
Yes.
Manje,
Perfect
abantu,
conversation.
if they wanna contact you or try to ask more question about.
About that.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I'm
How
not
do
the
they
one to
find
ask.
you?
Not yet.
I'm not
yet.
dog. I'm not
Not
the one
yet.
to
No,
ask.
I'm
man.
not stressed.
But they can
Yeah.
always just look me up on IG, never Thabethe, no underscore, no dot, no nothing,
Yeah.
no spaces.
Never Thabethe.
Yeah, that's me on IG. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not Facebook. I'm not the only one I interact with you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I'm on IG mostly.
Oh,
YouTube, I'm probably gonna have to bring back that now after you guys now put me on the spot.
Yeah.
I'm mailing you ways in the content.
Yeah, you have to.
But
you
yeah,
have
I
to,
think
you
that's
have to.
that's me, gents.
Yeah.
That's me. And
No,
thanks
it
for
was
having me
lovely
on.
too.
Yeah.
It was love having you.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
Nah, thanks.
Nah, it
for
was a
having
dope
me.
conversation.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah,
dope conversation.
I actually enjoyed
I
it.
think
It came out better than
I don't think
thought.
it's a conversation we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What do you
not
mean,
a conversation
based on the
we
past
had. Yeah.
past recordings.
Yeah. Well, past
Or in
recordings
just in
and
general.
just general.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Health is not something we really. Even when we went
Money
into
too.
the diet, it was just like, let's just do this, Ndwana. We're doing it. And then the results came, we never spoke of them. And
Yeah.
like, why
is
not
it?
manje uhlile with it?
Yeah,
because it's
that's
kind of me
crazy.
too.
Yeah. So into kanjani.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So-
it.
I
No.
guess we have reached the point whereby we can say, yeah.
The curtains are closing.
Yeah, the
the curtains are closing.
Yeah, but
we
let's
always
just
say.
make a toast. Let's just make a toast. First.
It's many more, gents.
Yeah.
I-
But
and-
you know what
and-
they say?
Yeah.
A toast.
A toast.
Some ships are wooden ships, but those ships may sink.
Yeah.
The best ships are friendships, and to those ships we shall drink.
To those ships we shall drink.
Yeah.
With those ships you shall trek.
Nah, dope episode, gents.
Yeah.
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 Away.
As we always
Yeah.
say, take care.
Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Take care of your pockets.
We're signing
This is
out.
Empty Street Podcast.
See you in the next episode.
We're signing up.
Yeah.
Sayonara.
Dope one.